having a midlife crisis while raising small humans. I'm 38 years old, and I don't know who I am anymore. Not in a dramatic movie montage way, in a quiet, mundane, terrifying way. I'm standing in the kitchen making lunches for tomorrow, and I realize I can't remember the last time I did something just because I wanted to. Not for work, not for the kids, not because it was on the to-do list, just because I wanted to. I can't even remember what I want. And then Liam runs in asking for help with his homework, and I push the thought away because there's no time for existential crises when you have to explain fractions. But the thought doesn't go away. It's there every morning when I wake up to the same routine. It's there every night when I fall into bed exhausted. Who am I? What happened to the person I used to be? Is this really what the rest of my life looks like? Welcome to having a midlife crisis while raising small humans. When the crisis hits at the worst possible time, the timing is spectacularly bad. My kids are 6 and 8, they need me, constantly. Homework help, emotional support, snacks, rides, conflict mediation. Someone to witness every single thing they do. Mom, watch this. Mom, look. Mom, are you watching? And right when they need me most, I'm having this creeping realization that I've lost myself completely. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize the person looking back. Not physically, though there's that too, but fundamentally. Who is this person who spends her days in meetings she hates, her evenings managing other people's needs, her nights catching up on work she didn't finish during the day? Where did I go? And more importantly, was there ever a me to lose, or have I always just been performing roles? Student, employee, wife, mother, role after role, but never just me. The questions that won't stop. The questions started small and got bigger. Is this all there is? I wake up, get kids ready, go to work, come home, make dinner, help with homework, put kids to bed, do more work, go to sleep, repeat. For the next 10 years, 20 years, until I retire, is this it? Did I make the wrong choices? I chose this career because it was practical, not because I loved it. I chose stability over passion. I chose the safe path. And now I'm stuck in a job I hate with skills that are becoming obsolete and no clear way out. Did I waste my one life being practical? What happened to my dreams? I used to have dreams. I wanted to write. I wanted to travel. I wanted to do something that mattered. Now I just want to get through the day without crying. When did surviving replace thriving? When did I stop having dreams at all? Who would I be without all these roles? If I'm not the mom or the employee or the one who holds everything together, who am I? I genuinely don't know. And that's terrifying. How it shows up in my parenting. I thought I was hiding it. I'm not. 1, the resentment I don't want to feel. Liam asks me to play with him, and I feel this flash of resentment. I just sat through 8 hours of work I hated. I'm exhausted. I haven't had a moment to myself all day, and now he wants me to play Legos. I say yes because I'm his mother, but I'm not present. I'm sitting on the floor moving pieces around while mentally planning tomorrow's meetings or replaying today's failures or wondering if this is really my entire life now. He deserves better, I know that, but I don't know how to give it. 2, the irritability. Everything annoys me. The mess, the noise, the constant needs. Ria asks me the same question 3 times and I snap at her. I already answered that. It's not her fault, she's 8, but I have nothing left to give. The midlife crisis makes me a worse parent, more impatient, more checked out, more going through the motions. 3, the modeling of, what exactly? My kids are watching me, learning from me, and what are they learning? That adults are tired all the time. That work makes you miserable. That life is just obligations stacked on obligations until you die. That you sacrifice everything, your happiness, your dreams, your identity, for practicality and responsibility. Is that what I want to teach them? No, but I don't know how to show them something different when I don't know what different looks like. 4, the guilt spiral. I feel guilty for having these thoughts. My kids didn't ask to be born. They didn't choose me as their mother. They deserve someone who's fully present, fully engaged, fully themselves. Instead, they got someone who's having an identity crisis in the middle of their childhood. And that makes me feel worse, which makes me a worse parent, which makes me feel worse, and the spiral continues. What I'm trying, and mostly failing to do about it. I don't have this figured out, but here's what I'm attempting. One, name it instead of hiding it. I told Chris I'm having a midlife crisis. He said, I know. Apparently, it was obvious to everyone except me. Numbing it doesn't fix it, but at least we can talk about it now. At least I'm not pretending I'm fine when I'm clearly not. 2, try to separate crisis about my life from how I treat my kids. I'm miserable about my job, but that's not Liam's fault. I'm questioning every choice I've made, but Rhea doesn't deserve my resentment. I'm trying, with limited success, to ring-fence my crisis, to not let my existential dread bleed into how I parent. Some days I succeed, most days I don't. 3, reclaim tiny pieces of myself. I started writing again, just 20 minutes before the kids wake up. It's not much. It doesn't solve the bigger problem. But it's something that's mine. Something that's not for work or for the kids or for anyone else. It's a tiny piece of me I'm trying to remember exists. 4, stop waiting for permission to want things. For years, I told myself, after the kids are older, I'll pursue my dreams. But when they're 10, 15, 18, when they leave for college. By then, I'll be in my 50s, and I'll have spent decades waiting for permission to want something for myself. I'm trying to stop waiting, to acknowledge that I'm allowed to want things now, even if I can't have them yet. Just admitting I want them is something. 5, model imperfect humanity. I can't hide the crisis from my kids. They see me struggling. So maybe instead of pretending I have it all together, I can show them what it looks like to struggle and still keep going. To question everything and still show up. To be lost and still try to find your way. Maybe that's not such a terrible thing to model. The conversation I had with Rhea. Last week, Rhea asked me, Mom, are you happy? I froze because the honest answer is, no, not really. But you can't say that to your 8-year-old, can you? Why do you ask? I said instead. You seem sad a lot. I sat down next to her. I'm going through something right now. It's hard to explain, but it's not because of you. You and your brother are the best parts of my life. Then why are you sad? Sometimes grown-ups feel confused about who they are and what they want. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It's just something I'm figuring out. She thought about this. Do you know what you want? Not yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, she hugged me. I hope you figure it out soon. Me too, kid, me too. What I'm learning. Here's what I'm slowly, painfully realizing. 1, midlife crises and young kids are a brutal combination. This would be hard enough on its own, but doing it while raising small humans who need you constantly. Brutal. There's no time to soul search when you're managing homework and bedtime. There's no space for identity exploration when every moment is spoken for. 2, you can't postpone yourself indefinitely. I spent years thinking, I'll focus on me after the kids are older. But you can't put yourself on hold for a decade and expect to just pick up where you left off. The self you're postponing is slowly disappearing. 3, being a good parent doesn't require erasing yourself. I thought being a good mother meant sacrificing everything. No needs, no wants, no identity outside of mom. But that's not healthy, not for me, not for them. My kids don't need a martyr. They need a human. Someone who has needs and dreams and struggles and still shows up for them. 4, the crisis might not resolve, but you adapt. I keep waiting for the moment when I figure it all out, when I suddenly know who I am and what I want and where I'm going. But maybe that moment never comes. Maybe this is just what midlife looks like, constant questioning, constant uncertainty, constant navigation. And maybe that's okay. What I want you to take away. If you're having a midlife crisis while raising young kids, I want you to know you're not alone, you're not broken, and you're not a bad parent for having needs and questions and doubts. It's okay to love your kids and still feel lost. It's okay to be a good parent and still wonder who you are outside of that role. It's okay to look at your life and think, is this really it? Even when you know you're lucky to have what you have. The crisis doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you human. And your kids don't need you to have it all figured out. They need you to keep showing up, keep trying, keep being honest about the fact that life is hard and confusing, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing. That's not failure. That's being real. Here's what I'm choosing. I'm going to keep questioning, keep struggling, keep trying to figure out who I am underneath all the roles I play. And I'm going to keep showing up for my kids, not perfectly, not without resentment or exhaustion or moments of complete overwhelm. But I'll show up, because maybe the point isn't to have it all figured out before they're grown. Maybe the point is to let them see that you can be lost and still find your way. You can question everything and still keep going. You can be having a midlife crisis and still be a good parent. Not because you've hidden it perfectly, but because you're honest about it. You keep trying, and you refuse to disappear completely even when everything in you wants to. That's what I'm trying to teach them. That's what I'm trying to learn myself. Are you going through this too? How do you balance your own identity crisis with raising kids who need you? What are you doing to hold on to yourself? Let's talk about it.